My name's Quentin Flynn. I'm here on The Geek Show. Why? Because I play Raiden in the Metal Gear series. I am lightning, the rain transformed, and I have been transformed by hanging out on this show. So tune in and turn on. You'll love it. The Geek Show. It rocks.
This is the latest episode of the Geek Show podcast network's very own cherry on top of the cake. The Geek Show.
Yes.
The news and science, technically gov, honest gov, podcast starring me, Rob, and other Rob, who's the newsreader, or Prob, as he's also known to go by.
Yeah, Prob and Lem.
I'm probably going to edit. I want to edit that out because that's like just no, right.
Shall we try it one more time?
No, you're okay. I'm keeping that in because it makes you look foolish.
All right, okay. Anyway, I think it's your turn to be someone else this week, isn't it?
Yeah, because the thing is, if you're first time listening, first off, where have you been? Secondly, because there's two Robs, we borrow something from a great local podcast, we'll just say, and one of us adopts a pseudonym, another personality, another identity, which just basically comes down to name. It's not like we pretend to be, it's not like performance art here. It's just another name. And this week, I am Dandruff Hasselback, who is the love child of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
What?
Who was abandoned in the Head and Shoulders warehouse. So he's been spending all of his days sort of eking out a living in the Head and Shoulders warehouse.
Wow.
Pilfering things from shops nearby. He's the dark, he's the secret. He's invisible is Dandruff Hasselback.
You make him sound like, you know that X-Files episode Tombs where he lives under the escalator and nips out and eats people's livers?
Dandruff Hasselback doesn't really do that.
What does he do? Wash people's hair and get rid of the dandruff?
Well, that'd be giving away too much of the story, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Dandruff Hasselback might return one day, and you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know where he's going to be.
Is he like the Scarlet Pimpernel of the characters you've created?
I guess he is, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yes, let's speak. I am that person.
Now I've just got a picture of Richard E. Grant in some weird costume because he played the Scarlet Pimpernel in the best version of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Unless the Scarlet Pimpernel happens to be in the news by some amazing coincidence.
No, sadly, there is no Scarlet Pimpernel in the news. What we do have is Game of Thrones. HBO has decided to try and milk that cash cow for all it's worth.
It's already pretty milky.
Well, it's
like Game of Thrones up to this point has been having baths of milk.
Yeah, but Season 8, the final season of Game of Thrones, was not well received, but it still was the biggest show on the planet. And so HBO are developing another prequel for Game of Thrones, because there's already one in development and soon to be released. And now they're developing another one that will focus on the Targaryens and the destruction of the Targaryens.
That means nothing to me.
The Targaryens are the ones who control the dragons. So, you know, that Mother of Dragons character, Daenerys Targaryen. You know, was it Emilia Clarke, is it? Plays Daenerys Targaryen, or whatever her name is.
The woman from Terminator?
No, that's not Daenerys Targaryen, and that's not Emilia Clarke.
I'm not being a Luddite, by the way. I mean, I genuinely haven't seen a single moment of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you would have heard of the character Mother of Dragons, though. It's kind of
because I've not really been... I've been ignoring it, really, Rob. But the point is here, it's not new, is it?
No, my point is that...
my point is, I was getting at, The Walking Dead, when it was the biggest TV show in the world, everything has a go at being the biggest TV show in the world. It is the model by which all TV shows that are popular, which now really need to get a load of money because it's winding down and it's not popular as it used to be. Business strategy. That's all hyphenated, by the way, so it's all one really long word. It's that business strategy, because the Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, sorry, I'm just all over the place.
The Game of Dead.
Game of Dead.
Game of Dead is the best TV show that never existed.
Yeah. It has Fear the Walking Dead, which is an origin story which was supposed to be about how the apocalypse of the zombies happened, but it didn't. There's going to be another spin-off, and there's going to be a trilogy of movies all about Rick Grimes and I can never remember her name. She played Michonne. I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not going to butcher it, and I haven't got it in front of me to try and pronounce it, but she played Michonne, and she was one. I can't remember. She was in Black Panther. Her name of character's gone. But yeah, Walking Dead absolutely milked that.
Yeah.
Having baths of milk, eating milk, just everything is milk.
The irony is that it's
history of that.
Yeah, it's not just Walking Dead that did that.
Oh no, of course not. It's just a current example that I'm picking on.
No, even more current example. Even more current example than The Walking Dead is The Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon is a prequel to The Big Bang Theory.
Is that really worth it, though? I mean, really, Big Bang Theory was very, very popular, but the longer it went on, the less it was watched.
Yeah, the worse it got, the less it was watched. I stopped watching it. I think it was like a couple of episodes into the 9th season, or was it the 8th season?
You've got very good stamina for like, terrible TV sitcoms. But anyway, the fact that that's not milking something, that's basically the studio going, please like us, please. Just come on, we'll go back to when he had no character development and he was a horrible, obnoxious person with no redeemable qualities. We'll go back and do that. But you love that, please. Watch us, please.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true, isn't it? Let's be fair.
The irony is, you mentioned horrible, obnoxious person, and so I have to talk about Alexa.
No, I mean, it was on Game of Thrones. I mean, if it's going to go back and do that, that's fine. It's just as long as it's done with the same spirit of what got the show popular in the beginning.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. You know that. Prequels never do that.
I wouldn't say never, but...
Okay, of all the prequels, how many have you seen that have kept the spirit of the show how it was right at the beginning when it was good?
Considering I don't watch TV at all, you're really asking the wrong person.
Okay, so anyway, let's talk about Alexa then. Leaving Game of Thrones to one side, right? Because you mentioned horrible, obnoxious person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how your Amazon Alexa might end up.
Why?
Okay. See, Amazon have had what I call a Watch Mojo idea. See, Alexa, the smart application, the smart assistant, right? You can ask questions of it, like how's the weather in wherever, or what time is it, or you can plan your schedule. You can do all sorts. Alexa's quite useful at the moment, right? The problem is that Amazon have introduced a new thing called Alexa Answers, which was introduced in December last year to a small invite-only beta group. And they are planning on bringing it out. Now, Alexa Answers, which is going to be publicly launched now, it's a way for the company to crowdsource answers for questions Alexa doesn't have a response for. What could possibly go wrong with this, Rob?
It's Amazon, so everything.
No, it's crowdsourcing answers.
It's probably the same sort of thing which happened when they put like a learning AI on Twitter and it became a member of the Brexit Party.
Oh no, I think Microsoft's one was worse. It actually became a full-on dyed-in-the-wool Nazi, didn't it?
That was the joke I was making, Rob. Sorry.
Anyway. Apparently, some examples of questions that Alexa can't answer at the moment are, how many birds migrate? Fair enough.
Who could answer that, though, really?
Yeah, that's fair enough. What is juniper syrup? Yeah, I don't know who'd ask that anyway. Where is the most snowfall? Should be fairly easy. It should be fairly public knowledge, shouldn't it?
I mean, you'd have like an educated guess as well. I mean, the continents that are covered in snow.
Yeah.
Kind of might be where it snows the most.
Yeah. Maybe not. You never know, because if they're already covered in snow, the temperature might be too cold for moisture to gather there properly and actually.
Well, it's not going to be Guadalajara, Mexico, though, is it? Let's be honest.
No, but it'll be somewhere temperate, I reckon. Anyway, where was the world's largest wave surfed? Easy one. It's history. Yeah.
I mean, if you're interested in surfing, you'll have the resources to find that.
Well, it'll also be in the Guinness Book of Records.
Books? Who gets books anymore, Rob?
Anyway, how long does it take for an ice cube tray to freeze?
Depends on what number you got in the fridge. Freezer, sorry.
I was going to say, why would you freeze an ice cube in the fridge? Anyway, what states surround Illinois? That one should be easy to answer.
Look on a map. Yeah.
What's the proper amount of sleep? Again, easy to answer.
8 hours.
Yeah. How many instruments does Stevie Wonder play? Easy answer. How much is in a handle of alcohol? I've never even heard of a handle of alcohol.
What sort of measurement is that?
I have no idea.
That might be one of those things where, like on Twitter, there's a damp squid and stuff like that.
Oh, hang on. Handle of alcohol, right, is apparently 59.2 fluid ounces or 1.75 litres of liquid alcohol. It is an actual thing.
In today's age, when you're on the internet and you're searching for stuff, and it retains so much.
Yeah.
That might be the first time ever where somebody's told me something or I've Googled something and I just don't care.
Yeah.
At all, whatsoever. It's you basically may as well have went and try to make yourself sound like white noise because frankly you did the same.
Yeah, but my point is, those are fairly innocuous questions which should be Alexa should be able to answer if it's as smart as Amazon wants to make out.
Well, Amazon doesn't have a search engine, does it? Its search engine is Amazon, the shopping website.
Yeah.
So if you ask, let's say, the Google one, which I don't know what it's called, the same sort of questions, it would answer you lickety-split.
I think the Google one's just called Google.
What is it, like, hey Google, you say?
Oh,
Sorry
okay,
if that was...
Okay,
Oh,
Google.
No, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that, Rob.
What?
It woke my phone up. And sorry to anybody else who was listening on a speaker. You don't say, hey Google, because it does it again. Oh, no. Sorry.
This is like, you remember when people were doing Xbox off?
Yeah, you've probably done that the same there.
Right. Anyway, moving on to something that has the potential to be kind of scary, and I'm not sure how much I should read into this, whether it's, let me just tell you what it is, right? There are some of those apps where you can basically put your face into a picture.
Yeah, and apparently they're just full of viruses.
Yeah. Now, there's a Chinese AI-powered app called Zhao, which has been uploaded to China's iOS App Store last Friday. Now, Zhao became the number one downloaded app on the platform in only 2 days because of how ridiculously powerful it is at face swapping. I mean, it's literally virtual face-off, right? So you can take your face and put it into a picture of somebody else and have it relatively seamless. So on first glance,
that's boring. I want to transplant my face with custard and see what I'd look like as a custard face.
Let me put it this way: the results are actually quite surprising. And if you did this to replace your face on someone's ID, for example.
Oh, right. So it's not people turning themselves into custard men.
No, it's not people turning themselves into custard men. It's people putting their faces into famous scenes from famous movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But the potential for it to actually be exploited and used for more sinister, let's say, activities is what's caught everyone by surprise, because it is really advanced when it comes to this blending of your face with whatever image you're overlaying.
Yeah.
I mean, they're calling
no problem with custard, by the way.
Yeah, they're calling it. It's what's known as one of these deep fake apps.
Okay.
So it's not like the ones that you get, when you get the facial overlays with other programs, but you can always tell where your face is and where the background image is. Yeah?
Yeah, there's a pretty obvious cut-off.
Yeah, this doesn't have that. So literally,
this is basically consumer software, something which isn't consumer software being sold consumer software.
Basically, yeah. And it's China.
China.
And people wonder why they keep saying, maybe there's something not quite right about Chinese activities. You're like, really?
maybe people just shouldn't take photos of everything.
Yeah.
Because software like this shows that you are basically making yourself a very big target for people who could manipulate your images, your photos, and do whatever they want with it.
Then again, you've got the other angle to this, right? The other angle being somebody who goes around the world, goes on adventure holidays, has photos of themselves in all the best places in the world, right? And then you got somebody who's basically just downloaded the app and gone, right, this person's had a much better life than me. I want this person's life. I'm going to put my face on him and have all of his pictures as my pictures. And then I'm going to show loads of people. I'm going to get really popular because they're going to think that I've been to all these places.
Personally, I just change my face with small animals.
What?
See what it looked like as a koala. That'd be an interesting experiment.
Oh, God, no, because I've got that Basement Jaxx video again. Where's your head at?
Oh, my favourite obscure animal with the cutest animal on the cutest animal on planet Earth. Here's a contentious issue.
Yeah?
The axolotl.
The axolotl?
Put my face on one of them. And
that's that little sea creature with the happy face, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the deep sea animal, which is just... It's like they put cute into a random animal generator and the axolotl comes out. If you don't agree with me, search it on Google. It's AXOLOTL.
Yeah, it is very, very cute.
So yeah, do that with that software. I put my face on that and see what happens.
Oh.
Because I'm a child, frankly.
No, but can you imagine if you put something really cute, a really cute face onto the axolotl? That would be, would that actually square the cuteness? Or would it just simply, would it be an additive cuteness, or would it be an exponentially squared cuteness?
That's how black holes happen, Rob.
Yeah, or would it be like quantum cuteness? So
the universe can't contain so much cuteness, so it just collapses in itself, and then black holes are born. So there's your bit of science for this week.
Yes. Anyway, speaking of black holes and collapsing in on yourself and things like that, Nintendo, right? Nintendo have decided to enter the fitness market again with the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And see, when they brought out the Wii Fit, with the balance board and everything like that, everyone was, you had loads of people using the Wii Fit, and it was a really good thing to have in the house because you could do all sorts of exercises with the Wii and stuff like that. But then you had the Wii U, and they didn't really have anything to go with it. But now with the success of the Switch, they've basically gone back into the fitness market with this new system which uses the Joy-Cons, and it's called Ring Fit. Right?
Oh, no.
Hang on, it gets better.
No, I don't think it does, Rob.
No, it does. It does. It gets so much better. See, the Ring Fit is basically a ring that you slide the Joy-Con into, and a leg strap. I got a leg strap that you slide the Joy-Con into, and the leg strap measures the movements of the lower half of your body. The ring basically is like a compression ring. It's got electronics in, so you can squeeze it and expand it, and it basically does has a gyroscope which measures where it is as well, and use the Joy-Con to register all sorts of different movements. And they have a game.
This is all just filthy. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, I know. And they have a game, right, which uses, both Joy-Cons and the leg strap and the ring, and the game is called Ring Fit Adventures. Ring Fit Adventure.
Right, next story, because there's literally nothing that I can say which would improve that. That's just
let me just finish this off. Pardon the phrasing. Right.
Yeah.
One of the ways that you see the Ring Fit Adventure, you basically, if you want to run it, you jog on the spot, right? If you want to jump, you point the ring down.
No.
And one of the ways that you conduct certain activities is by squeezing the ring very, very fast.
You see, it's not we're being dirty-minded. I mean, there is a little bit of that, yeah, obviously. But at the same time, this is just... They're not even disguising the fact. Are they?
No.
They're not trying to hide it with cute words. Like, call the rings, like, I don't know, some sort of weird... Like a glove.
The power glove.
You put on the glove. You put on the glove and the power compels you to be in a really, really obvious 1980s please buy our stuff movie. What was that one called again? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Notorious. Nintendo were notorious for that, but making a movie which is basically buy our gear.
I mean, there was some of that in the Super Mario Brothers movie, wasn't there?
It wasn't as bad as that one, because the whole point of that literally existing was to sell stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of the language like that sort of lessens how crude it is. I mean, it's one step shy of using the word, I don't know whether I should say this or whether I should bleep it out in the post-edit, but thing.
Oh, no.
I probably have to bleep that out.
Moving on to outer space. We will not let him go any further. We're stopping right there. Moving to outer space.
Andrew Hasselbank is a bad, bad man.
Yes, he is. Anyway, NASA is having to investigate what may be the very first ever crime committed in space.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not as cool as you think.
I know it sounds cool. I'm saying it sounds cool because there's sci-fi, isn't it?
Yeah. See,
sci-fi.
It sounds like the plot of a movie. Oh no, a crime has been committed in space. Oh no, what's happened? Has someone been killed on the International Space Station? Who was it? Who's the culprit? Let's find out. That sort of thing, right? Typical sci-fi plot. In this case, NASA are investigating a claim that one of the astronauts on the International Space Station accessed the bank account of her estranged spouse while on board the ISS in what may be the first ever crime committed in space, which is basically, accessing someone else's bank account.
Oh. There's an entirely different story here, which we're not going to go into because it's like social issues and politics and whatnot.
Yeah.
But just for that to be what they announce as the first crime in space.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
I mean, you only ever get one first.
Exactly.
And that to be it. Kind of telling of the time we live in, but at the same time, as a fan of the wonder of what could be out there in space and the potential space holds, for it to be something so...
I mean, it's not like she even stole any money. She just accessed his bank account.
For it to be something so mundane.
Yeah. I saw the headline and it was like, NASA investigating first ever crime in space. I'm like, ooh, what's this?
I thought it was going to be something like man forgets to file his taxes. But in space.
Even that would be more interesting.
Space taxes.
Yeah. Speaking of mundane, right? BT, British Telecom, are offering to protect you and your loved ones from drone attacks.
A drone attack's a big thing?
Well, you know drone attacks as in the drones that you can buy from like Amazon and places like that, right?
Doesn't matter where you buy them from, it's just the drone's a drone. It's a flying camera, basically. Little helicopter.
It depends, because there's the commercial and personal use drones, which are small. Then you got the military ones, which have a giant wingspan and fire rockets at you.
Is then the ones that had the I don't know who it was, but they hired eagles or hawks to basically attack them.
Oh, Wimbledon, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. They're not the ones. You're not going to get military drones spying on Wimbledon.
I know, there's some very competitive people out there.
But anyway, BT have announced the launch of a new counter-drone solution that's going to help organizations and people protect themselves from threats to privacy, security, and safety by intruding drones.
See, all you need is to have an everywhere towel. Just have a towel in your bag and call it your everywhere towel. And if a drone gets too close, just throw your towel at it. It will set on fire, probably, in a horrible mess. Have I give a better solution than the actual company who said it's going to do something about it?
Have
I done this? Yeah.
Possibly,
I've done it
because
before.
BT have basically developed what they're calling a drone detection service, which can extend and provide safe and effective countermeasures once a drone threat has been detected. The drone threat being, it's in our airspace, it's breached our site limits, it might be staring at us and taking photos of us.
Yeah.
Because
See, the inner prankster in me would just want to do the most embarrassing stuff and make it go away that way.
yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a drone. It has a camera, which is usually not a very good camera.
And also, there's a limit to what people want to see.
Yeah,
So if you go the complete opposite way and just...
give them too much. No, put it away. It's too much.
Yeah, not to return to the Nintendo story or anything.
Just stand there with that plastic electronic ring of that Nintendo have developed, stare fixedly at the drone
a
and
group
start
of
squeezing.
fully grown men always have like a small child's play table, so you can have like a little dinner party.
No,
Coffee.
no,
Not some people away.
better idea. Your old idea, your original idea. You see the drone stares at you, you stare at the drone and start eating a banana.
Oh, unbroken eye contact.
Yes.
Yeah, this is dangerous advice that I give to people. If you got like a random person on the street or a random person anywhere, it doesn't have to be on the street. It could be in the pub. It could be in the swimming baths. It could be in the public showers. It could be anywhere. If you're getting prolonged.
Not in the public showers.
Yes, even better there. If you have like a banana, like everywhere banana, call it.
In the public showers.
Eat it. Unbroken eye contact. Unblinking, unbroken eye contact. Eating your banana. That's like a life solution. That's a life hack. That's Rob's life hack, that.
Someone's going to get hacked if you do that. Anyway,
yeah, please don't do that. Get us like beaten up and then blame me. I'm obviously joking.
Anyway. Moving on to MIT.
Well,
yep.
50% joking anyway.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology have created a color-changing ink that can be reprogrammed with light to show different images.
Oh, that's weird stuff. You know, like how the human brain is incredibly weird.
Yeah.
It can see a clock at one specific time, and then next time you look at a different time, your brain will tell you that you saw that hand move.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
It's just your brain putting together two separate pieces of information and coming up with a truth which isn't there. Your brain is, not just your brain, everybody's brain. The human brain is incredibly complex.
Yeah, it's good at filling in the blanks.
It can perceive things to not be the case to be the case. Because, like I say, it's filling in blanks. And this seems like that. This seems like people are taking advantage of the brain's ability to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's inspired by chameleons.
Like, for example, is the sky blue, or is that just what our brain perceives it as?
There is no colour in the sky. It's completely colourless. What we see is blue is a reflection of the sea. And the sea isn't blue either.
Exactly.
The filtration
The brain's
of light.
a weird thing.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing, right? They used chameleons as inspiration for this. And can you imagine what you could do if you could change the colours of whatever you're wearing just based on light?
You won't be changing them, obviously. You'd just be changing people's perception of them.
You know what I mean? You're pedantic so-and-so.
Not being pedantic. It's just I've been very unscientific this episode, so if you give me an opportunity to be a little bit scientific, please.
He's taking the ball and he's running away with it.
I suggested that too much cute is what black holes are made of, so I don't think that's entirely scientifically accurate.
No, but this time you are literally running away with my science ball.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is, as far as sort of a consumer thing, goes, it's a very, very interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how designers, fashion designers, would absolutely love this technology, because it gives them basically they can do one design but have so many different variations of it, all just contained in one design. You see what I mean?
But more than that, you know, when you're looking online, when you buy shoes, like things in shops, but if you buy stuff online and you think, oh, I really like those shoes, but they're yellow. I don't like yellow shoes. They get more, hell. But I really like them, but now you can just buy them with this technology and change them to a colour what you like.
Yep. Even better.
That's the proper application of this.
Yeah.
To hell with the fashion industry. That's the proper application.
The irony is, you mentioned shoes, and that's one of the first things that they actually applied it to was a pair of shoes.
I'm a genius. I'm a scientific genius, Rob.
The researchers have called this system photochameleon, and it uses a series of photochromic dyes, which work similarly to glasses that automatically darken in the presence of sunlight, and they can be applied to almost any object using standard painting methods, like brushes and sprays.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
very interesting.
It's remarkable what they do with a little bit of ingenuity and a bit of imagination, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that story was all of my science for 2019, I think.
Well, we're going to go back in time now to a time where there were dinosaurs and then there weren't. Scientists say they've spotted evidence of what the world was like on the first day after the dinosaur-killing impact event that happened 65 million years ago, thanks to an analysis of rocks taken from the famous Chicxulub. Is it Chicxulub? Chicxulub crater.
Let's just call it Google Maps.
It's Chicxulub crater. You know the one near Mexico?
They go back.
You know that crater near Mexico, which is
underwater? The impossible to pronounce thing.
Yeah, Chicxulub. It's called, if I remember rightly.
It's obviously not pronounced like that. It's just lots of H's and X's.
I know it's spelled Chicxulub. Chicxulub.
Yeah, no idea how you say that.
I'm gonna say Chicxulub, and damn you all. I'm sticking with my pronunciation.
Screaming at their headphones right now.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. So the asteroid hits the Earth at the Chicxulub crater, and they've basically analysed these rocks, and they've found literally just what the world was like. And when we say it was not a nice place to live, right? That we literally mean it. A large team of researchers collected the cylindrical rock samples from hundreds of people on the seafloor, analysed them as part of a mission with the International Ocean Discovery Programme, and they've basically started publishing their analysis. They're talking about the actual energy of the impact. They've started being able to make guesses of just how powerful the impact was. But not only that, there's the acid rain, there's the impact winter, there's all sorts of things like that they're actually now able to see, literally one day after the event happened.
Well, they can't see it. They can make very good estimations of it.
Yeah.
Because it's so ancient history, it's impossible to actually say for sure what that is.
Yeah.
Because science isn't that good. Nothing will ever be that good where you can predict to the actual naught what happened 65 million years ago. It's impossible.
Yeah, but the thing is, in the fossil record and in the geological record, you'll get these layers in the sedimentary rock record.
Like little hints and clues, but nothing.
Well, it's not that they give hints or clues. Because when you're dealing with geological time, you're not dealing. When they say day, they don't mean like a literal 24 hours. They're talking about. Of
course not.
They're talking about a period of time that's all but immeasurable by to a normal person, but it left a trace in the fossil record that they can measure and actually say, okay, this is this and this is caused by this. And we know that because we've seen it happen here in real life.
It's very interesting, though. I mean, what's it like? Is it like certain parts of the north of England right now?
No, worse. Imagine that you can't actually see the sky. Imagine that there's there's probably still lava flowing all over the place. There's lit smoke everywhere. There's all of that earth and ash from whatever was there before has literally been thrown into the sky. You've got impact winter, so you basically got an ice age.
So it's like the north on a bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, and mixed with all that, you have highly toxic acid rain.
Yeah, it's amazing that life actually
survived.
Yeah.
And created us.
But then again, that was the epicenter.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's not representative of the entire planet. That's it's the interesting thing about science. If we were a proper science podcast, we could talk about that in depth, but I really have no interest in doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the German city of Bielefeld, which is in the northeast of North Rhine-Westphalia. They've announced that they're offering a €1 million prize to anyone who can prove that that the city doesn't exist.
What you mean, like Middlesbrough doesn't exist?
Yeah, basically.
The town we're in, because it's misspelled. It's actually Middlesbrough.
Yeah. See, if you go back to 1993, there was apparently a famous conspiracy theory called Bielefeld, There's No Such Thing, that appeared on the internet in 1993, right?
Oh, so it was like a GeoCities website.
Basically. And there was a student on the internet called Achim Held, and he claimed that Bielefeld, a city of around 330,000 inhabitants, which has historically been around for about 800 years, didn't actually exist because, unlike other German cities, it wasn't really known for anything in particular, right?
It's a bit harsh. Just because it's not known for anything doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but now, it's had celebrities like, it's had loads of celebrities coming over because of, or for whatever reason, but now they're all coming over because it's apparently the city that doesn't exist. And now I think they're having a bit of existential crisis. Do we exist or don't we? Let's offer €1 million to find out.
This is a great setup for a movie.
No.
If it was like a sci-fi movie, not something which is just basically some pedant on the internet from 20, 30 years ago.
But it is such a good idea, though, isn't it? Let's not keep this to ourselves. We're having an existential crisis here, people. Can you imagine the mayor at like a at a city meeting going, "It's an existential crisis. We have to offer this reward money to someone who can prove we exist. Let's call Tom Hanks."
That. Yeah, I mean, I really like this story. It's that sort of self-awareness. You don't really get it at sort of a major town leadership level.
Yeah.
Compared to what we have in this country, where it's just absolute clustering. It's.
I think "ring" is the word of this podcast, isn't it? Of this episode, anyway.
It's just such a. You know, you realise that there's weird and wonderful things happening out there in the world. You know, I mean, obviously this city exists, obviously, because if it didn't, it'd just be sort of. It'd be the Black Forest, that sort of area, wouldn't it?
See, do you know what I love most about this, though, right? They've offered it €1 million.
But yeah, it exists. It's just it's really nice story. I like.
No. What I love is the catch in all this, because you know how some things are too good to be true. I love the catch in this, right? See, the catch is they'll only pay you the €1 million reward if you prove that they don't exist, right? But if you prove that they don't exist, that also means the €1 million reward doesn't exist.
Oh, sneaky!
How good is that?
Is it like a time travel sci-fi movie where they have to go back and fix the timeline, and the original timeline fades into nothingness?
Maybe, I don't know.
What's going to happen?
I don't know.
Prove that it doesn't exist. The whole town's going to just vanish, and then it's just going to become like Black Forest, countryside, and woodland.
Maybe, I don't know. Speaking of fading into nothingness, vodka.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you know Doom Eternal releases on the 22nd of November, yeah?
Do I?
Yeah. But, well, now you do.
No, I do. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. It's Doom. Doom's awesome.
Okay, cool. And you know how video games developers and video games publishers like to do some strange things sometimes when it comes to video games and their marketing and publishing of video games.
THQ Nordic have been silly boys, but yeah.
Well, sometimes they create a marketing or a marketing scheme or a merchandising product that, well, you just think, I'm not sure how this fits in with the grand scheme of all what this game is, right? And this is one of those occasions where you can kind of get it, but you kind of think, ugh. See, Doom Eternal, published by Bethesda have teamed up with Rebel Distillers, and they've announced a partnership that will see Europe's first spirit, in this case vodka, designed specifically for a video game, which is the Doom game, It's also going to be a spirit that, it's going to be made with actual beef bones that are procured from London Butcher's The Ginger Pig. And it's called Doom Bone Vodka.
It's weird, I'll give you that, but it's kind of on brand. It's all very sinewy and over the top and terrible and gory and destructive. Doom and Doom Eternal by extension. So I have a vodka. Of all the drinks that you could have to sort of go alongside Doom, I think vodka's probably the best.
Vodka's probably the best, but I mean, see, I've just got this feeling that somebody somewhere is going to go, I don't get it. Like I said, I kind of understand why they've gone with the Bone Vodka.
It's like if FIFA was going to get a drink, it'd probably be Carling or something.
Yeah.
But like Bone, what was it? Bone what?
Vodka.
Oh, Bone Vodka. That's pure Doom, that is. You couldn't get more Doom if you tried.
Yeah. And like I said, I kind of understand it. Yes, it's still a bit weird to me, because it's bones and vodka, and that's the part where I'm running into a slight brick wall. I'm going, bones and vodka. I don't... they don't kind of meet in the middle naturally, do they?
No. I guess of us, I'd say that's full of sadness and regret, so whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey's full of sadness and regret.
Depends on the type of whiskey.
Well, yeah, that's true. This is a fun game. What could absinthe be?
Oh, absinthe is medicine.
Oh, no, but you just don't care about living anymore, so you drink absinthe.
Yeah, that's the irony. It used to be medicine, but now you drink it if you don't want to live.
What game could absinthe be?
Surgeon Simulator.
No.
Oh. What about something that what about one of the Assassin's Creed games?
Yeah, in the era when I just don't care about these things anymore.
Yeah.
So let's say the one where it was in France.
Yeah, that
I can't
works.
remember what that one was called.
That works. Let's see. I think the wrestling game should be tequila.
Yeah. I can see the connection there, like Mexico. Mexico's a big wrestling country.
Yeah.
When I used to drink, there was one I can't remember the name of it now because it's been so long, but it's like a shot and it's aniseed flavoured.
Sambuca?
It's not Sambuca.
Sambuca's aniseed flavoured, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Spanish. This is like Germanic, Austrian, that sort of thing.
Oh, you mean Jägermeister?
Yeah, there we go. What would that be?
Jägermeister? Seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can replace Carling with Jägermeister for FIFA.
Oh, no. You get out. FIFA and Carling go together like, I was going to break into that musical number from Greece, but then I realised I'd have to sing in a podcast, and no one wants that.
No, we do.
Do song.
Oh, right, yeah.
Carling and FIFA. This podcast has really gone off the boil here, so I'm sorry about this. But This is such a good game. Which alcoholic drink is which game?
Right, tell you what.
It's too good.
Tell you what, Rob, take us out. We'll continue this game after the show.
But I want to do it now. Okay. So, right, if you enjoyed that, and how could you possibly not, with games like what we just made up, multiple ways to get involved. You can give us a rating on your podcast provider. It helps other people discover us, and that helps our audience grow and get our horrible little ideas into people's head more and more around the world. World domination. One horrible idea at a time. Otherwise, you can get us on social media. For example, on Facebook, we're there. On Instagram, we're The Geek Show UK. Or Twitter, we're TGS_The Geek Show. Or if you want some good old-fashioned words that were written by somebody, head over to thegeekshow.co.uk. You can get a variety of articles and links to all of our other podcasts on the network, as well as our Patreon link too. So, that's it. I'm going to be spending the rest of the next 2 weeks until the next show thinking about what game is what alcoholic drink, because it's too perfect. But until then, whenever we meet again, I've been Dandruff Hasselback.
And I've been Rob.
Thanks for listening.